Finals MVP Kevin Durant will decline his player option for 2017-2018. He'll become an unrestricted free agent on July 1st and re-sign with the Warriors, according to our Chris Haynes. By taking this haircut of about $4 million less than the max this year, the Warriors will have a better chance of signing Andre Iguodala. Max, what does this say to you about KD?
It says that KD wants to win, and it says that he wants to play basketball the right way. He wants to have fun while he does it. In fact, KD wants to win so bad that he kind of at times has lost sight of what the winning means and why you're supposed to want to win that bad, to prove your greatness. Because in doing what he did, no player as good as KD has, as Bob Voulgaris tweeted this the other day, the gambler, no player as good as KD has ever joined a team as good as the Warriors. Like, it's never happened in the history of basketball. So once that happens, everyone throws up their hands and goes, okay, well, of course they're going to win the championship. And they do. And I've said that's like reverse engineering your greatness. Well, if you win, to be great, you need to win championships. Therefore, I'll engineer my championships. And then when you reverse it, look at that, I'm great. In fact, it's become a problem. He wants to win so bad, he's lost sight of what the winning means and what it's supposed to demonstrate about you. But that's how bad he wants to win. I can't fault him for that. He also he doesn't want to worry about who takes the last shot. He wants to play on an unselfish team. And that's great, too, the fact that he wants to do that. It makes him look better in the long run for making the decision that he did. Because people, look, the same reason I defended LeBron James when he went to Miami, Stephen A., and on day one, that was like the fallout from that. People were coming on TV. I was on CNN at the time, and people were killing LeBron James one after another. You got it right. You were the reporter who got it right. Told everyone he was going to South Beach. And I thought to myself, no, time out, everybody. I know he's constructing a super team. It looks like no one else will have a chance. But so what? The guy wants to have fun playing basketball with his friends on South Beach and winning championships. Why am I supposed to hate that? That sounds like a really good plan. If I were him, I'd want to do the same thing. And here, similarly, the same rationale could be used for Kevin Durant, trying to do what he can to help keep this team together, even making the choice in the first place. I want to go to Golden State and play with a bunch of guys who play the game the right way and win a bunch of championships. And once he got there, he realized, I really like it. This was a good decision. I want to keep doing this. I have no problem with that. And it's going to make his decision in retrospect look better. The fact that he cares more about winning than money will make him look better.
I don't think it does anything for Kevin Durant. It certainly doesn't make him look worse, but what's the big deal? You're going to shave about $4 million over a projected salary that was going to pay you about $27.7 million next season, and it's going to be to help keep the guys like Andre Iguodala in tow, Andre Iguodala, Livingston, Steph Curry's unrestricted free agent. You got to pay him, et cetera, et cetera. In the end, for all we know, one of those guys may end up leaving anyway, depending on the amount of money they can get. And then what would that have accomplished? It would have saved my man Joe Lacob some money. That's about it. So we understand what this is. It's a good look. It's good for PR, but it's a drop in the bucket for KD. I mean, he's got over a $300 million endorsement deal. I don't even think it equates to $10 for KD. Okay, so I mean, listen, you want to sit up here and give all the pomp and circumstance about how great it makes him look? Fine, so be it. As capitalistic as I am, the bottom line is between the salary that he's going to get paid, the long-term deal that he's going to sign, combined with the endorsement deals that are close to $500 million, we're sitting here and having a conversation
a martyr, Max.
about $4 million.
You know why I can't believe him?
Why?
This dude. Because, Stephen A., from where you come from, are you a success story?
Hollis, Queens?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You think
I'm the American dream.
Dudes who you grew up with or people who maybe even a little jealous or whatever ever count your money? Oh, what's that? Oh, Stephen A. donated $10,000 to a place?
I'm not counting.
What's that to him?
They've tried to do it, but I ignore them. As I'm sure Kevin Durant is ignoring me.
Right.
And let's be clear.
And someone ever, no, I understand. I'm not talking about Kevin Durant. I'm talking about from just period, from a hypocritical point of view.
Sure.
You mean to tell me you never made a donation, something, whatever, and thought or maybe heard whispers, what's that to Stephen A?
I hear it all the time.
Stephen A's belong to him. That's like $10.
I hear it all the time.
And you're thinking to yourself, I don't care what I'm making. That's a lot of money I just gave, right?
Right.
When you're counting someone else's money to the point where you say he's giving up any amount of millions of dollars is not a sacrifice for him?
Here's where you're missing the point. If he keeps winning championships and he's in the Bay and he's on this dominant team, he's going to make more money in the end.
I agree in the long run.
Than that $4 million.
My belief is this. This is what you're missing. I'm counting the dollars that he's making here, combined with the dollars he's going to make once he re-ups with a long-term deal. And I'm saying to you right now, it's just a momentary reprieve. And what's the objective? The objective is to keep the individuals, some of them who showed up in the Hamptons to talk with you last year, to convince you of what you were already going to do, which was go to the Golden State Warriors. And all I'm saying is that, you know what? That's probably, you know what? If you end up keeping them, then mission accomplished. If any one of them leave.
Let's put it this way. I used to have this conversation with Marcellus Wiley. Because when you really think about what championships are, that's us in the media and fans hoodwinking players into thinking that this one TV show, they play on a TV show called the NBA. It's a TV show, right? And it makes them a lot of money. The Lions share their money. And when they play in the playoffs, that's another TV show that actually makes them less money. Makes everyone else a lot of money, but it doesn't make them their regular season salary, right?
But marketing money.
Sure, that's a separate thing. But in the end, it's like you should want to win so bad that you should agree to appear on this other TV show for much less money than the TV show for which you've originally signed up. Most athletes drink the Kool-Aid, and that's good for us. It means they're super competitive people. They drink the Kool-Aid to the tune. Marcellus and I used to do this. We try to figure out what percentage of your salary, lifetime, would you give up? Marcellus never won a playoff game for a Super Bowl. And we determined it's between 10 and 15% that most athletes that we spoke to, Marcellus himself, 10 and 15% of their lifetime earnings, they would give up for a championship, right? Most players would sacrifice some money for a championship. The question is, where on that spectrum do they fall? And it occurs to me, or it seems to me, that Kevin Durant falls on maybe not more than than all the athletes, but he on that curve, he falls on the side that's willing to give up a little more instead of a little less. Seems to me it is very important to him to win a lot of championships.
Well, it seems